Spending money like it's nothing. I don't have a budget.
I mean, guess we can go into the West. Like Ja, I think when he opened his mouth and said, "I ain't got no problems in the West," and I mean they're ranked second, so you're not doing terrible. But I know they went on like a 7-game losing streak or something, and it's just like they're probably one of the hatest teams right now in the league. Every time I look at like Twitter or Facebook, there's a lot of people talking mess about him. I mean, the Shannon Sharp stuff didn't help either, and all that. So
that team is really fun it's one of the only fun teams to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but I can't really back them as a contender, in my opinion, not yet. Yeah. And I just feel that way because like you did good last year. You got to the second round, but then y'all lost a lot of people. So you got a bunch of newer, younger people in there, and y'all use a lot of players. Like they may be a 10, 11 man rotation a night, which is fine because you preserve bodies and stuff. But it's like I don't know if I'd want some of those guys playing against Joker in the playoffs, or AD or somebody like that. So I just don't think that team is deep enough. I think there's just like one player away.
Yeah, they feel like, to me, they remind me of like a little ahead of Cleveland from the East. Like they're competitive, they're fun to watch, but there's something, I don't know what it is. There's something missing.
I think I know what that team needs. It needs an upgrade from Dylan Brooks. Like he's a troublemaker. He kind of gasses up Ja a little bit with that bullshit, and he's really the weak link in the offense, in my opinion. Because like if you had a player like him who was a better off-ball runner and shooter, I think you would be better. And I feel the same way about Cleveland. It's like y'all just missing that one 3-and-D player.
Yeah. What about I guess the shocker of it is, what about the Sacramento Kings? They're in third. At least for me, I had them falling at least down to the lower part of it at some point, and this team just is basically like, nah, man, we're like the beam.
They stay pat. That's the thing, everybody else, but they're so good on offense. There's that team. They just play basketball the right way. And again, it goes back to the only issue I have with the Kings is like when you get to the playoffs, are you going to know what to do?
It's new territory. The game's different. Everybody.
Now they have vets who came from other teams who blend in the playoffs, but Herter might be your most experienced playoff player. Like, I don't know what the fuck he's going to tell anybody, But I wouldn't want to play that team in the first round or something like that,
Yeah. Yeah. No, that.
But I'm telling you, bro. Like, I'm so excited to see Kevin Durant play on Wednesday. I want to know what that team looks like.
Being like a Kevin Durant fan and then seeing him go to Phoenix, it's one of those where it's like I had them winning that one year and y'all told me that I was dumb and they didn't win anyway. So yeah. But if any team that he went to that I would be like, you know what, I don't mind winning, it would be that team, because Chris Paul is Chris Paul of old age now. He's still,
but I think that's the benefit of this. Yeah. Like all I've heard was like, so like Durant's gonna play so good off of Paul. I think people got that backwards. Like, I think that Chris Paul at this point, like, he doesn't have it in him to do what Chris Paul does for that long. But if Kevin Durant can do Kevin Durant shit at given points in time, and he takes the defensive focus on him, Chris Paul's so good and smart that he can manipulate everything else going on to their benefit, So I think Chris Paul is going to benefit from playing with Durant more than Durant's going to benefit from Chris Paul. That's my opinion, though.
I could see that. I mean, look at the way Chris Paul played with James Harden. It was, a lot of it was, you're the dominant one. I'm going to kind of do the stuff in the background. It worked perfectly until the hammy gave out. But I think, like, everybody's like, oh, super team. I don't know if I put them as super team, because to me, like, the best thing, I guess, super team was like Miami Heat with LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh. And I don't know, I can't put Booker up there with D Wade like at all. And then,
I can't do that either, but in today's terms, he's definitely one of the top 3 or 4 shooting guards in the league, probably.
Yeah.
He's top 15 player, 20 player-ish. I think if you got more production from DeAndre Ayton, then they could be a super team. But he does a lot of shit that people don't really realize, but I think he has the stigma of like, you are the number one pick, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah. Will you ever live up to that, eh?
No. I don't think he'll ever be more than what he is, Robert Williams, Clint Capella kind of player, but he has a little bit better shot and post game, but I don't know. I mean, you could have had Luka.
Yeah, that's a stinger. Nothing as bad as Atlanta though, trading.
Oh yeah, well.
Yeah, man. The Clippers are locked in fifth. It's pretty much like from third to about pretty much the play-in. It's all a few games in, 3, 4, 5 games. So I mean, the Wild West is usually what it expects.
I expect a lot of movement down there at the bottom. I really do. I have a feeling that the Jazz are going to fall out because they just signed 2 players today to a 10-day. Like they're desperate for players now. So I have a feeling they might fall out. And I have a feeling that the Timberwolves might fall out.
Who takes their spot? What, Pelicans, I'm guessing, or
I don't know. Well, to me, I always say, like, I only worry about the 7, 8, 9, 10. Those 4, right? And I think it's gonna be the Mavs, because they'll come down into that, and the Warriors will go up. So I'm thinking the Mavs, the Pelicans, the Lakers, and the Thunder are my play-in teams.
Ooh, you got the Lakers going in with LeBron's injury?
I really do, especially after what they did yesterday. Because if I'm being completely honest, that LeBron had nothing to do with that comeback.
Yeah.
He really didn't. And so I think it might give the team a better opportunity to like just go learn how to play together without LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Those trades were really good trades. I have to applaud them. I mean, you had
that comeback was 100% Jared Vanderbilt yesterday. Yeah. Like he just came off the bench, did work, and Anthony Davis gave you 30 and 15. I wish it was a more dominant 30 and 15, but it wasn't. But whatever, you still won. You know what I mean? So I think the Lakers are gonna do enough to get in the play-in.
That's gonna be a fun. I mean, that's if you get a healthy LeBron and if AD's AD, that team's tough. They're gonna go as far as we said it before, as AD takes them.
But that's why I can't really put like a lot of stock in these young teams like the Grizzlies and the Kings, because I have a feeling, just say for instance, the Warriors go to 6, the Mavs go to 7. So then like it's within the realm of possibility that the Grizzlies in the first round will play a team like the Pelicans.
Yeah.
You could lose that in the first round. You know what I mean?
That's a tough team, yeah. Yeah, I don't
God forbid a team like the Portland Trailblazers get in there hot like they were last night.
Yeah, Lillard, that boy 71, dirty. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for sure it looks like Denver's keeping that number 1 spot. Mm-hmm. But I mean, in the West, you really don't know. They don't have a secure max lead, but I mean, 43 out of 36. I mean, that's like 43 compared to 36 is the gap.
I think Denver walks to the conference finals.
Yeah.
And it's no disrespect to the rest of the league, but I just think that nobody can guard Jokic. Like there's teams who have good bigs, you know, like the Grizzlies and you know, the Clippers. They have guys but you don't have it to do it for 7 games. And the only team who really has the bigs that could play with them are the Timberwolves, and they suck too bad to get there. So it just ain't gonna happen.
The Nuggets, a lot of people were saying that all the pressures and all eyes are probably on Kevin Durant at this point in Phoenix. But a lot of people are now saying that, you know, the Joker it's either championship or bust, because you've been a MVP for 2 years, and at this point you should be leading your team to a championship. And it's kind of like, I don't know how I feel about it, because he's had probably the worst luck of injured teammates in the past 2 years.
But this year is the year he can do it, and I feel that way because they're healthy now.
Yeah,
the Murrays and the fucking Porters and those guys. This is the team. If you look at just look at the West. Besides the Warriors, this team been together longer than anybody. They know how to. You know what I'm saying? They've had playoff runs, so they're kind of primed for a run. I think to the finals.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's one team, like, and one guy that I feel, I mean, this dude takes over games, like, and I get it. He's not the best fan favorite. But man, if you like basketball, this guy is fun to watch. Like the Joker is just, and you look at his arms after games, they're all scratched up and bruised up and everything. I'm like, he don't care. He's just like, nah, I'm gonna go out there.
I can tell you what I want from these playoffs is I want Phoenix to either go heads up with the Pelicans, whom they hate, but they'll probably smoke them fools. But I really feel like if the Suns run across Memphis, the winner of that gets to the conference championship. Because I think Kevin Durant can lead this team to the finals, I think.
I mean, he's that good. Can't guard the dude.
Yeah, think about it. Like, who in the West is going to guard him besides the Clippers? They're the wild card in the situation.
Yeah.
But they're so inconsistent. You know what I mean?
I will say, though, Westbrook, I know it's been a very small sample. Westbrook with, like, PG over there, I don't know if it's because that's his boy or something. He looks totally, like, different.
Well, he can tell he wants to play basketball, but I think that they're playing wrong. It's like, there's no reason that Paul George should be pushing the ball and Russ finishing plays. They got the shit backwards. Like, you brought Russ here to push the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they get those moments where they can't score and they can't figure out why. It's like, duh, because you got Russell Westbrook trying to shoot the ball. That's not what y'all brought him here for.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff to figure out. I mean, they went and put all their stock in John Wall, got rid of him, got Russell.
But they picked up Plumlee. Like, I think they're secure at the big spots. They have all the wings in the league. Like,
I mean, they got Gordon off the bench too, and
they have Gordon. But somebody has to like be the point facilitator on that team. You know, that's the wild card. If they figure it out, they could beat anybody. Yeah, and it's just up Kawhi's nature to do some shit like that.
We know what Kawhi can do on defense for damn sure, and then you add in his offensive skill set. Arguably one of the best two-way players in the league.
Oh, hands down. It's one of the best two-way players I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that in this generation we have to call them two-way players when back in the day it was just implied you played both sides of the court. But yeah, he can do it.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.